Hi, my baby. It's time for your bedtime story. Your favourite one? The Bunny Book. Benny and Butch. A Panda Book. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, said Mrs. Rabbit. I really don't know what to do. You're 3 months old now, and I still can't tell you apart. I'm Butch, said Benny. I'm Benny, said Butch. Then who left this carrot on the floor? Said Mrs. Rabbit, pointing at it. Butch did, said Benny, who had just said that his name was Butch. Benny did, said Butch, who had just said that his name was Benny. Right, said Mrs. Rabbit. I'm going to the village to buy a blue ribbon and a red ribbon. Then I'll know who's who. You two can just stay here. So off went Mrs. Rabbit to the village, and 2 minutes later, off went Benny and Butch in the other direction. Where shall we go? Said Benny. Well, we've never got right to the house, answered Butch. Let's go there. I don't know if we should, said Benny, who was a bit more careful than his brother. But in the end, they went in the direction of the house, which was quite an ordinary farmhouse. Of course, for the 2 little rabbits, it was something very special. On the way, they passed Basil and little black-faced Bertha, the 2 lambs. We're going to the house, cried the 2 little rabbits. Would you like to come? Not likely, they replied. We like it here, where there's plenty of grass to eat. And they both jumped up and down, as lambs do. Come on, said Butch to Benny. We'll go on our own. It wasn't long before they came to the garden of the house, and there, outside, was a great big bucket of whitewash. Oh, look, said Butch, a bucket of milk. So they both poked their noses in it. Ugh, said Butch. Ugh, said Benny. They looked at each other and rubbed their noses. It won't come off, they said together. Just then, along came Billy on his scooter. He got to the bottom of the path when he saw the 2 little rabbits with whitewash all over their noses. Oh, look at that, he said, and burst out laughing. But he would have done better to look where he was going. Before he knew it, he went straight into the cabbage patch. It was Benny and Butch's turn to laugh. What a pity, though, said Butch. He spoiled half the juicy cabbages. What shall we do now? Asked Benny. Have a look at the lawn over there by the flower bed, said Butch quietly. What can you see? Oh, squeaked Benny. A monster carrot. The 2 little rabbits went off like rockets. I'll beat you there, said Butch, going like the wind. Oh, no, you won't, said Benny. They both arrived together and saw another rabbit was holding the carrot. Is that yours? Asked Butch. The other rabbit didn't reply. Can we have a bite? Asked Benny. Still no reply. It's not real, said Butch. Let's eat the carrot then, said Benny. Butch immediately took a bite. Bang! It wasn't a real carrot either. Benny and Butch fell over backwards in surprise. I don't think this is a very good place, said Butch. You never know what's going to happen next. So they both turned and dashed off back down the road, looking around all the time to make sure that no other funny things were following them. They didn't stop running until they reached home. Mrs. Rabbit was waiting for them. What on earth have you got on your faces? She said. The two little rabbits knew they had been rather naughty. Well, we saw a bucket of milk, said Butch, and we were rather thirsty, went on Benny. So we had a drink, but it wasn't milk, finished off Butch. You silly little rabbits, said Mrs. Rabbit. You should never drink things that you're not sure what they are. Right into the tub with you. And into the tub they went. Mrs. Rabbit scrubbed and scrubbed, but, oh dear, I suppose we'll just have to wait until your whiskers grow, and then we can cut it off, she said. When they were dry, she put new ribbons on them, a red one for Butch and a blue one for Benny. The two little rabbits got quite used to their white noses and were even sorry when the day came for their whiskers to be trimmed. The end.